All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, TGIF. We are thankful that we have made it through another week, and we always want to be appreciative and acknowledge that we are thankful to be here today. I am getting ready to share my screen with you. I see a familiar face. I think I remember Isabel. So Isabel, yes, this is something that I did last year. I've added a couple of things, but it's always a great, great reminder. So I hope you will find something that you learn. As you get started, I want you to think about what's one thing, at least one thing that I can learn by the end of our time together. One thing that you could start doing, okay? And I think that may be all. One thing, yeah, that's all. Oh, nope, that's not all. Sorry. I also want to ask that if you can help me keep my energy up by using the chat, if there's something that you agree with, or you have a question, or just want to say something, you could use the chat. You also have reactions. You can use reaction buttons if you want to give a thumbs up, or you want to use a heart because you just love something that was said, or you just want to give a clap like, yes, oh, love it, love it, love it. Those give me lots of energy and keep me going. So use those whenever something like sounds good to you, okay? I am going to focus on the presentation, and then is there someone else who can admit students in, or do I need to do that? I don't know if Adrian, are you able to?
I'm sorry. What? Repeat that again.
And there's a student who needs to be let in. Can you do that, or do you need me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead and let them in because I'm else online.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna do that while I'm doing the presentation. It'll all be good. We just let someone in. Okay,
perfect.
Let's get started. Just a second. You gotta be patient with me for a minute while I share my screen. I do not want to end the meeting. I almost end the meeting, you guys. That would be awful. We do not want that to happen.
No, we do not.
Okay, 1 second. I know it looks a little odd, but I'm going to change it in just a minute. All right, and then move this over. Oops, hold on, patience. This is turning into an interesting Friday. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see? All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Great, I can see everybody, and I can see your reactions, and I can see the chat now. All right, so we're gonna talk about understanding who you are as a person, understanding your genius, your brilliance, your superpower, helping you to acknowledge who you are and the great things that make you who you are. And then I'm going to share with you some habits to help you be successful while you are going through school. And these habits will help you with life. I promise you, I teach these to adults and I teach them to children. And no matter who I speak to and teach to, they have found these to be very helpful with helping them succeed. So first, let's just talk a little bit about who you are and help you understand the genius that you are, okay? Here we go. So your superpower. Last time I came, I talked about how there's 4 different types of people, and most people fall under one of these groups. Either you're a problem solver, you're a people person, you like to interact and have fun and get people together in groups and socialize with your friends. You could be a dependable person, which your friends rely on you. You are very supportive. You like to take care of people. People can always rely on you to be there for everything. It doesn't mean that if you're another type of person that you're also not that, but most of the time, you like to be the supportive one. I'm always going to be there to support you. Or perhaps you're like me and you're a rule follower. And a rule follower is someone who likes rules and who likes routines and who likes to do things a certain way. These people are very cautious. They take their time. There was echo. They take their time and they want to make sure that everything is done right. Now, depending on the kind of person you are all amazing. But understanding that, you know what? I am a person who loves to be around a group of people. I don't want to necessarily pay attention to being organized. I don't want to worry about whether or not I'm following the rules. It's okay. But the thing is, you want to make sure in your life that you have people who bring you balance. People who understand that I'm a people person, but I want a friend who's a rule follower, because that rule follower is going to help me and remind me to be successful, to help me make sure I follow the rules when I'm supposed to help me to do the things that I need to do. So when you think about your friends and the type of people that you hang around, you want to make sure you have every single one of these types in your life to help you be the best person that you can be. So let's find out the type of person that you think you are. I'm going to show you some characteristics of 4 different types of people, and I want you to stop and think, am I a problem solver, a people person? Am I dependable, or am I a rule follower? And we're actually going to take a little poll if I can get it started. So a problem solver. Oh, let's go back. I'm sorry. Let's go back to these things. Problem solver is decisive. They are responsible and determined. They're competitive and they're daring. A people person, they love to interact, like I said, with others. They're inspiring. They can encourage people. They can make you feel good when you're feeling down. They're enthusiastic, sociable, and charming. A dependable person is patient. Are you patient? Are you patient when you have friends who might maybe can make you upset, but you still are there for them? You're predictable. We can usually figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to respond. Are you supportive? Are you always there and people can rely on you? Consistent and steady. And then that last one again, a rule follower. Are you cautious? Do you like things in order like I do and follow rules? Are you careful? Do you stop and you think about things often? If you're a problem solver, put a 1 in the chat. If you're a people person and you'd say that describes me, put a 2 in the chat. If you're dependable, put a 3 in the chat. Or if you're a rule follower, put a 4 in the chat. I would put a 4. Oh, we have lots of rule followers. All right. Oh, we got a 2 and a 3. And it's okay to be more than one, because at the same time, I can be a people person too. So interesting. I love the rule followers. You are my people. Problem solver. Problem solvers are great at, let's look at the next slide. Problem solvers, these are the different types of careers you could have. If you're a problem solver, you would be good in the business world, a great doctor or a sports agent. You would be a manager. You could even be a good pilot if you're a problem solver. If you're a people person, you're going to like the entertainment world. You're also going to like sports. You're going to like things that are creative and things that allow you to interact with lots of people. If you're dependable, you're the person we're going to rely on to work with computers. You could also be in the medical field or a teacher. Dependable people have really responsible jobs that we rely on. And if you're a rule follower, You could be good with numbers and be an accountant. Also, you would make a great doctor. You could work as a forensic detective because you're good at following cues and following the steps that you need to take. And you could also be a writer. There are so many things that you can be. And guess what? You're not stuck having to be one of these groups of people just because it says you're a problem solver or just because it says you're dependable. But these things help you realize, there are so many options in life. I thought maybe I could only be a teacher. But guess what? There are tons of things that I can do. And some would be better based off of my strengths and my personality. Some would make me happier based off those things. But regardless of whatever you choose to do, you need to have a plan in place. So we're going to talk about how to make a plan right now. And we talked about this last time, but let me tell you, it's a good reminder because some of you are older. Some of you may have gone from elementary to middle school to high school, and you still need these skills to help you be successful. So we're going to learn how to create goals for ourselves so that we can achieve things. And also, we spent the last year and a half in COVID, some of us not being in schools and having to learn how to do school from home virtually. So there's some skill sets that we've forgotten just because we haven't been in a regular school setting. So that's why this is really important for us to continue to learn and be mindful of and remember. And we're talking about setting goals. Let's look at two things. What is something that you do easy and what's something that's a challenge? First, in the chat, tell me something that you do easy. What's something that you can do without even thinking about it? Or if you want to raise your hand, I would love to hear from you too. Something that you can do that's easy. You can just come off mute and you can say it. Think about it.
Something that's easy?
Yeah, so it's something that's easy.
Chemistry.
Chemistry, oh my gosh, you're a genius. Chemistry is easy for you. Chemistry is not easy for me. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else want to share something that's easy? Reading and writing are easy for you. Very good, Isabel. Art and music, wonderful, Sophia. That's my daughter. She's very artistic and she's a dancer. She loves making movies. Those things are easy for her. I can't dance at all. So, however, I am creative and that I can create these PowerPoints and presentations. And when I'm showing you, I can create those. That's something that I can do. And I enjoy doing it. I want you to stop and think about something that takes a little bit more effort and work. It's a challenge. And you don't have to share your challenge, but I just want you to think about what things are more challenging. And they're probably things you don't necessarily like doing. So thinking about the things that you do well, and Nico, even you do something well. Even 2-year-olds do things well. Thinking about something you do well and you want to succeed at, we always want to make a plan. Because when we have a plan, we know that we can follow through and have things happen. So when you're making a plan based off of something that you want to accomplish, let's say for me, it would be probably getting better at chemistry. I don't know. Maybe perhaps it's becoming a better writer because I want to write books. So practicing my skill of writing. I would think about what are the things that I want to achieve in life. I want you to take a minute and think about something that you want to do. This is what we call a brainstorm. And here I have list 5 things that you want to achieve, 5 things you want to do. Right now, I just want you to think of one. What's something that you want to accomplish? And if I were you, I would choose something that was aligned to your superpower, meaning something that you're really good at. So in the next step in choosing your goals would be, what are 3 things that I can do to help achieve that goal? So if you are starting in school, I'm thinking about Nico in 2nd grade, and you want to be a better reader. So your goal is to become a better reader. There's things you have to do because it just doesn't happen. You have to put some effort to work for it. So perhaps he's going to practice reading for 15 minutes every day. He's going to work on reading comprehension, and he's going to practice learning those difficult words that are hard for him to read. Those are 3 things he's going to do. And if he does those every day, they're going to help him reach his goal. So it's one thing to think about these things, but it's another thing to actually put it in writing. So when I work with students, I challenge them to put their goals in writing. And we create charts, and this is called a SMART goal. And it says, I will blank by blank. So this week, I was actually working with teachers. I was working with teachers in San Diego, and we were working on creating goals, and I gave them an example. I said, I want to lose 10 pounds by December. So in order to reach that goal, what are the 3 things I'm going to do? So I told them I'm going to make sure I drink a gallon of water every day. I am going to exercise 5 times a week. And I am going to make good decisions about the food that I eat. So I said what I wanted to do, which is your goal, when I wanted to do it by a date. Oops, sorry. And the 3 steps I was going to take. And guess what? I am going to see them in January. So they're holding me accountable. They're called my accountability partners. And in January, they're going to see if I reached my goal. Now, the fact that I told somebody about what I wanted to do means that I kind of have to do it, huh? Because if I don't, I'm going to be just a little bit embarrassed that I didn't say what I said I would do. And if I reach my goal, you always include a celebration. So they said, we're going to celebrate, and they're going to cheer and clap for me when I've reached my goal. I want you to take a minute and think about, and it's my fault. I should have told you, make sure you had pen and paper with you, to think about a goal that you would like to achieve this year. Something you want to do. And then some of you, if you're on a computer, you're tech savvy and you know how to take notes on your computer. What is a goal you want to achieve? And then what are 3 things you can do to reach that goal? Does anyone want to share a goal or something they want to do this year?
Get accepted to Oregon Tech.
All right, that's awesome. I want to hear that you were accepted. What are some things you're going to do to reach that goal?
Bring my GPA up.
Absolutely. Get your GPA up. Someone else want to share a goal and a step they're going to take, an action step?
Get better at Spanish.
Okay. What are some things you're going to do to help you get better at Spanish?
expose myself to more things in Spanish, such as music or shows.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Now I want to challenge you all to tell somebody else about your goal so they can check in with you and that they can hold you accountable for reaching that goal. And then identify how you're going to celebrate. When you reach that goal, what are you going to do to celebrate your success? Because I do believe that you can reach that success. So when today, or for this first part, we've talked about setting goals and how to reach them. And we talked about focusing on your strengths and what you're good at and use that to help you reach your goals. Like being good in chemistry could probably help you make sure you have the appropriate GPA. And I want to encourage you to not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Don't think, oh, I'm not good at this, so I can never do it. It's a matter of just taking the steps that you need and being consistent and diligent in order to reach your goals, and it can happen. When I started college, I was not a good student. I don't like to tell people, but I was on academic probation. That means my grades were so low that the university was like, if you don't change your grades, you're going to get kicked out. Today, I have a doctorate degree. That's the highest degree that you can get. I didn't let that get in the way of still reaching my goals. And you all can do that. So now that I've reached that goal of becoming a doctor and getting to go around with schools and help teachers teach, help students learn, I have found that there are some specific habits that help make a difference. And I want to share those habits with you. There are 7 of them, but we're going to go through them quickly. Don't worry. There are 7 habits. There's be proactive, which means to begin with the end in mind. Which means to be disciplined. There's habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Have a goal and a vision. Habit 3, put first things first. Think about all the things you have to accomplish and what can I do first. Habit 4, think win-win. Has to do with how you interact with others. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. How we communicate and how we choose to listen to the people that we care about. Habit 6 is called Synergize, and that means working together. And then the last one's my favorite, habit 7, Sharpen the Saw. Let's look at each one of these habits. Gotta fix my screen again. All right, I did it. All right. Okay, so the first habit. Hold on 1 second, guys. I want to make sure everything is in here. And you just see that. Oops. There we go. Back to the habits. Oh my goodness. Every time I click on it. All right, there we go. So habit 1, and we use a picture of a tree because the tree lets you know the very bottom is the foundation. It's what's strong and most important. Habit 1 is to be proactive. It means you're in charge. So are you responsible? Do you take initiatives for your learning or your behavior? You choose your own actions and your attitudes. Habit 2 is called begin with the end in mind. That's what we did today. We began with the end in mind. We thought about a goal we wanted to reach and how we were going to achieve it. We planned ahead. You knew what's most important and able to achieve your goals. Habit 3, put first things first. This means I know how to set time on my highest priorities. I say no to time wasters. I make a schedule and I stick with it. You come home from school and you know you have homework and you know you have video games. What are you going to do first? Put first things first. Get your work done, and then you have as much time to play as you want. It's about being organized. The next one is think win-win. This is how you work with others. I don't put others down to get what I want. I balance courage for getting what I want, but I also consider what others want and try to find a way to make us both happy. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. If anyone has siblings, do you ever get in an argument with your sibling? Well, this habit teaches you I should probably stop and listen before I start yelling at them or talking to them or thinking they're wrong. It's taking a minute to pause and to just really listen when your parents are telling you something to do and you don't really want to do it. It's pausing and listening and considering what they're saying. This one, together is better. I personally believe that everyone has a genius. And when you work together, you can create something that's so much better than when you're working alone. If you all have problems that you're dealing with, it's better to share those with somebody and have them help you than to have to do with things alone and by yourself. It's believing that everyone is good at something and I can learn from them. And I can also teach others. And the last habit is my most favorite because it's one that you often forget, especially if you're a rule follower person and you always want to make people happy and do what's best for them. It's called Sharpen the Saw. And it's understanding that you have to take care of your body, that you need to get rest, that you need to make healthy choices, that you need to spend time doing the things that you enjoy, and that you need time to just renew your mind in whatever way works for you. But it's understanding that you have to take care of your heart, your mind, your body, and your spirit. And if you don't do that, then you can't do any of the other 6 habits. So I would encourage you today, as you're starting school and are returning back to school, and perhaps you're already feeling overwhelmed, that remember that you still have to take time to renew your mind. I'm going to stop sharing. And I am going to ask if we can take a minute to share perhaps at least one thing you may have gotten about what I've talked about today. And even Nico, you can share. Can you think of one thing you learned today?
That making a goal is harder than just thinking of something you want to do or someone you want to be. It's having multiple steps and being dedicated to your goal.
Very good. It's not enough to just think of the goal. Isabel's right. You have to actually put some action steps to reach it. What about Sophia? Is there anything? Oh, Nico, he raised his hand. Nico, is there something you learned?
Yeah, I learned that if we have a goal, we just we can't just have it. We have to act it.
Very good. Very wise for such a young guy. Thank you. Sophia, you agree with what Isabel said? It's important to have the action steps.
Yeah, I agree with what Nico and Isabel said, with that you need to have or take action and have action steps in order to accomplish your goal, or else you can't, or it's just there and it's never you're never progressing towards it.
Oh, I love that word. Thank you. You said that so well. You're such a good communicator. Very eloquent. You will not progress. All right. Is there anyone else who wants to share something they've learned today? Even our adults, they can share too.
I know Cisco, I got Cisco and Imari. They have my name, so they're on they're on with you. But I know they have something to share. But I remember while I'm waiting for them, I remember it was funny how you said you were on academic probation because when I was at Pepperdine and I was getting my master's degree, I got a B minus and I got put on academic probation. So,
Or a B minus? My
yeah,
goodness.
you have to keep a B or above, or it's curtains.
Yeah, well, my grades were much lower than that, guys. But don't ever underestimate anybody because you
That's
never
right.
know.
You never know. Never know.
That's right. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. You said who were our two other people who were on?
Mari's on.
Uh,
Cisco's on.
okay. I didn't really learn anything today because we was watching like movies and telling stories, but
There's not one thing you can apply.
yeah, no.
No, what about your goal? Your goal of getting into the university, like
yes, he's playing with me because they know I'm gonna get mad and go down there on him. So
that's okay. If he didn't learn anything today, that's okay. I guarantee when he heads to college,
he'll learn a lesson then, won't he?
is going to help him succeed. But that's okay if you didn't learn anything today.
Oh, wait, learn something in this Zoom class?
Yes.
Oh, they met at school. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that's what I meant right now.
No. Oh, my bad. I'm in school.
Yeah, today was a fun day at school, movies and Halloween parties. So I totally get that.
Candy.
Yeah, so I hope you at least learned something here today that can help you in your future.
Yes.
Okay. The last thing I did want to leave you with is that all of you should be getting a book. It's called Play Your A Game. This is from a very good friend of mine who wrote this book, and he goes around speaking to schools, and it really just gives you more tips on how to be successful, especially if you're going to college. So I made sure that I sent these books for you guys so that everyone gets a free copy. And because I just really want you to succeed. And there's lots of tips in here that will help you. And thank you for your time.
Yes, I actually gave 2 of them out already. I got my own. I actually meant to read it so I could comment on it to the kids before, but I got so busy at work, I just couldn't do it. But I plan on it this weekend. But the rest of you guys, Nico, if your mom wants to give me your address, I can mail yours. With Sophia and Isabel, I'm going to send yours through Jackie, and Jackie, you get one also. And then Lance, he gets his when he gets over here too. He's on there. He's on here also. But we really appreciate you coming. You know, you're on rotation all the time anyway, right? So
next year I got to come up with something new. But thank you. I appreciate it. And I gave you extra books, so you have a few to share with anyone you want to.
Yeah, to pass around. It looks interesting. I went, breezed through it a little bit, and I said, oh, okay, I can wait to, and the letters are big, I can see.
Yes.
So that's a good thing with someone who wears glasses, right?
Yes.
So, so that's great. I'll pass them around, and then if the kids want to ask you something that personally they didn't feel like they could share, they can always come through me, and I could get to Dr. Johnson, and she'll be glad to help you guys. Okay, that's what we're here for, right?
Yes, I actually wanted to ask you all, are you all familiar with Google Drive and Google Docs? Okay, because I did have this sheet that I wanted to put in the chat, and I can also send it to you in an email, Miss Adrian, because it's like a 2-page thing that really summarizes everything we talked about today, and they can use that to help them when they're thinking about goals and things that they want to achieve. And it talks about your superpower and understanding the type of person that you are, because that's the foundation of everything you do, is understanding who you are.
Perfect.
So I
Perfect.
made that available, and I can also email it to you as well.
Okay, I got it here.
Oh, you got it? Perfect.
I'm gonna click on it. So
Yeah, this is a STEM club, so everyone should be like technology genius.
Oh yeah, everybody but the people running it.
That's right. That is okay.
No, I learned a lot, honestly, but anyway, I'm gonna stop the